Have you ever noticed how some of the most profound human connections happen in complete silence? Today, we're exploring an extraordinary conversation that challenges everything we think we know about modern relationships.
That's fascinating. What kind of conversation are we talking about here?
Well, I recently came across this remarkable interaction between two strangers that completely defies our usual expectations of first meetings. Instead of awkward small talk, they dove straight into discussing their relationship with nature and silence.
You know what's interesting about that? In our hyper-connected world, genuine connections like that seem increasingly rare.
Exactly. And what makes this particular conversation so compelling is how these two people, Emma and Jack, immediately recognized something in each other that went beyond the usual social scripts. They started talking about how Jack follows where the trees lead him in forest.
That's such an unusual way to begin a first conversation. How did the other person respond to that?
Well, that's where it gets really interesting. Emma, despite being someone who describes herself as usually trapped in emails and urban noise, completely resonated with this perspective. She shared this powerful experience about hiking an ardent valley that left her, in her words, breathless, literally and emotionally.
Hmm. And how did Jack respond to that vulnerability?
Oh, his response was just beautiful. He said something about how the air there smells like memory at sunrise. And then he made this profound observation about how some places remember us, even when we forget ourselves.
That's exactly the kind of depth you rarely find in modern conversations, isn't it? Most people are too busy checking their phones.
Right. And they actually discussed that exact issue. They talked about the irony of living in this hyper-connected world while feeling more disconnected than ever from nature, from each other, and even from ourselves.
Well, did they explore any solutions to this modern disconnect?
You know what's fascinating? Their solution was surprisingly simple yet profound. Jack mentioned how being in nature strips away all pretense. You don't have to perform or be anything other than present. And Emma completely understood that perspective.
That reminds me of some recent studies about the psychological benefits of forest bathing and nature immersion.
Oh, yes. And what's really remarkable is how they found themselves able to share comfortable silences together. Emma compared it to sitting beside a river where you don't need to fill the space. You can just be part of it.
That's such a rare quality in a first meeting. Most people feel this overwhelming pressure to keep talking.
Well, here's what makes it even more special. They ended up making plans to take a walk together, but not with any specific destination in mind. Jack said he knew hundreds of good places, but he'd let the forest choose for them.
So what were their ground rules for this future meeting?
Just two simple ones that speak volumes about their priorities. They agreed to bring a thermos of tea and leave their phones behind. It's like they were consciously choosing to step away from the modern world and into something more timeless.
That's really powerful. Choosing presence over connectivity.
And you know what's really striking about their whole interaction? They made this beautiful promise to remember this feeling of connection and silence, even when they returned to the noise of everyday life.
Well, that really speaks to our collective hunger for authentic connection, doesn't it?
Absolutely right. And perhaps that's the most powerful message here. Sometimes the deepest connections happen when we stop trying so hard to connect, when we allow ourselves to just be present in the moment, whether that's with another person or with nature itself.
Like they discovered, sometimes the best conversations happen when we follow where the trees lead us.
And maybe that's what we all need to remember, that in this increasingly noisy world, sometimes the most profound connections can be found in the spaces between the words, in those moments of shared silence and understanding.